Okay, welcome back, guys. So we end up here last tutorial, and we're talk about some fundamentals. So go let's talk about some other fundamentals of C++ program. So we are going to talk about this main here, this line here 7. This line initial the declaration of function. Essentially, a function is a group of code statements which are given a name. In this case, this gives the name main to the group of code statement that follows. So we create a function called main. I'm going to explain that. And this function is basically a group of code or a group of program that does specific thing, like when you call it just do a specific job among other programs in the stuff. So we create a function main, give it a type, and okay, so this function will be doing everything that is inside this function. So functions will be discussed in details in a later chapter, but essentially their definition is introduced with a subsection of a type int, so this int here is a type of the function. A name of the function, which is main, which includes a name called main here, and so this is the name of the function, and a pair of parentheses, which is this parenthesis here. Okay, then optionally include parameters, we are going to talk about functions later on in other chapters. So we are just talking about the phase of functions just for now. We are not going to deep. Next couple of tutorial later, we are going to talk about functions in deep. The function name main is a special function in all C++ programs. So this function main here that is containing some codes, is a special function in all C++ programs. It is the function called when the program is run. So whenever your program start to execute, this function is the first function that will start executing. Okay, the execution of all C++ program begins with the main function, regardless of where the function is actually located in the code. So remember, without main function, your program can never run. C++ will never know where to start running the program from. So this is where C++ start running your program from, and so from here you can do whatever you want to do, and so on and so on. So this remember, function is just like a block of code that, like, let me say a function that will bake let me say a function that will create the body of a car, and we have a function that will also create the engine of a car. So those two functions, they are doing specific stuff, you understand? So that's the use of functions. Creating the body of the car is by bringing the materials together, forming the materials. Okay, then the other side, the engines, bringing the materials together and other stuff. So they are in a block and named. So in the next one, we are going to talk about this brass here. So the open brass, which is the one I highlighted here, which is this open brass here. Open brass outline indicates the beginning of the main function. So this open brass indicates, this is where the main function begins. you know. And the closing brace, which is at the line 11, indicates its end. Everything between this brace is the brace is the function's body. So whatever that is in these two brass are the function body, or what the function will be doing, you know. What the function will be doing when it is being called. So but main is the start point of the program. So everything between these brass is the function's body that defines what happens when main is called. All functions use brass to indicate the beginning and the end of their definitions. So in the next one will be at line 9. Line 9, std, which is count, you know. This line is a C++ statement. This line here is a C++ statement. Let me just give a space. This line is a C++ statement. A statement is an expression that can actually produce some effect. It is the meat of a program, specifying its actual behavior. Statements are executed in the same order that they appear within a function body. So all these are statements. So this is the first statement that will get executed, and so on and so on. The statement has three parts. First, std count. Okay, let me just remove this so that I'm going to explain better for you. Std count and std count. So if you run the program, there'll be no error here. You see the same output. Okay, so now this statement has three parts. First, std count here, which identify the standard character output device. So standard output device. Okay, and let's say screen. Let's call it screen. Yeah, this is our screen, and so actually this is the computer screen, so we call it computer screen. And second is a section operation, which is this sign here, this sign, which indicate that what follows is inserted into the std count, which is the standard output device we call screen. You know, we call it screen. So this sign means tells us that okay, whatever that is following here are inserted. Whatever that is following is inserted into our screen. You know, okay, which indicate that what follow is inserted into the screen. Finally, a sentence within quotes. So this "Hello James, how are you?" means is the content that we are going to insert into our std count, you know. And so notice that the statement ends with a semicolon. So before the semicolon, we also have this again, which is the insertion sign, inserting something like this into the screen also. So notice that this statement ends with semicolon. This character, this is the semicolon. This character marks the end of the statement, just as the period ends a statement in English. All C++ statements must end with the semicolon character. One of the most common syntax error in C++ is forgetting to end a statement with a semicolon. So never forget to end your statement with a semicolon. If not, you risk to have some errors in the program. This is very important, semicolon. Okay, and you may have noticed that